So let's talk about what are dreams. I want you to think of your dreams as the projection and the injection space. This is a place where you can project holographic lessons and you can be injected with holographic lessons. Your mind is like a computer mainframe that connects you to reality. I don't know if you've ever heard of the theory of solipsism or the brain in a vat theory that kind of just emphasizes the fact that we are experiencing everything within the mind and nothing truly exists outside of that. It's kind of like that, just a tad. However, there is a collective consciousness that is doing this or experiencing this within the mind. Having a brain is having access to the mainframe or the connection to all of existence, meaning that we are sharing one mind. However, individually, you have your own mind space, which is in and of itself a matrix. And there are multiple realities that exist within this space. And this mainframe or computer is what allows you to experience everything outside of your mind. It's basically the space where you can project reality and you can experience the dimensions through this connected mainframe or computer, which is the brain. Just like your body has an immune system, your brain also has an immune system, which is the projection system of dreams. And typically it's when you're experiencing a chemical imbalance within the brain, meaning that you have stress or anxiety or these different scenarios playing out in the waking world, then your brain will project images in your sleep that will play out the problems or how to solve the problems or let you know there is a problem, usually through recurring nightmares or recurring dreams, constantly trying to warn you that, hey, there is this scenario within the waking world that you need to deal with. And it will do so in a parable-like form that's more like lessons or teaching or things that you need to pay closer attention to. The brain has this very powerful ability to project these imageries in these holographic spaces. It's just like in the movie Inside Out, where there are these projections within the mind space, and these are holographic images that are like movie sets. They are projections, and your brain is doing this to get your attention to certain imbalances, or it could be an overbalance of your brain, meaning that your dreams are pleasant, or maybe you're experiencing euphoria and you have your dreams are a reflection of that. This is a very important mechanism, and dreaming is very important to keep your brain healthy. And if you are not experiencing dreams, and I know that at once upon a time when I was gardening, it tends to suppress the dreams, and this could also cause long-term serious effects in terms of dementia, because dreams are very important to keep your brain healthy and functioning because it is the immune system of the brain. I do have a video on my page where I spoke about working with trees and how the trees gave me the ability to recall my dreams, meaning that when I go to sleep or I am getting tired, on the next night, at like, say for instance, last night I had a dream. Tonight, when I'm getting ready to fall asleep and I'm getting sleepy, I will get flashes of my dream from the previous night on the next night. What I came to find out by having this gift bestowed upon me is that dreams are holographic images or projections, and I'm able to revisit those sets. There was once upon a time where I could actually walk around within the projection and look around, and I was looking behind dressers and everything. So it is a physical set, holographic set that your brain basically conjures. I'll just give you an example of my own personal experience. So for one, I typically have this recurring dream where I am always back at my childhood home, and I take seeing my childhood home as the place where everything kind of started for me, but it's kind of the base of all my dreams that need to be worked on. It's how my brain goes back to that space of home, and it pretty much brings me these different scenarios within that home space, and I'm always back at my home, my childhood home, whenever I have a problem. And typically what happens when I'm home is there's some kind of storm, or I'm seeing one of my ancestors that has passed on, or there's some issue within my life, or there's an injection of something that I need to know from my ancestors when I'm back at the home space. And it's kind of like the base my brain has connected to my childhood experience. And you have to look at dream interpretation as a very literal thing and convey the things that you see within the dream in order to interpret it in the waking and what their meanings are. It's just like seeing a plane or a car means a vehicle or transportation of some sort or movement. And you're seeing certain animals or certain elements like water, fire. You have to kind of interpret those things based on their meanings within the waking world in a spiritual sense, like water revolving around something, the emotions, or fire could be an indication of anger. It could be a restart or a refresh or burning something down to create something new. And seeing certain animals will be based on their actual characteristics in the waking. My childhood home is like the base for my brain to take me there based on whatever transpired when I was growing up in that home. It is the basis that my brain always takes me back to. Whenever I'm having an issue, it's taking me to my childhood home. This is a good indicator that this is the space that your brain is associating with maybe trauma or happiness or whatever the case may be, pending where you always end up in your recurring dreams. Also, you have to look at how everything is playing out. Are you drowning in the dream? Are you taking a shower? Are you swimming in water? All of those things are indications of whether you are in control or not in control of a certain scenario, or whatever that dream represents is going to be telling you based on the elements that exist within the dream and how you are engaging with those elements in the dream. For example, I just had a dream of being back at my childhood home and being in the middle of a hurricane. And we were going through the hurricane at first and the winds were tumultuous. And all of a sudden we were in the eye of the storm. And I recall going outside and kind of filming up in the sky and seeing this center swirling and saying to myself, okay, we're in the middle of the storm. It appears calm, but there's more coming. And I took that as an indicator of my life being in a calm state right now. But pretty soon there's going to be more wind. There's going to be more of a tumultuous thing, or maybe it could be me projecting that onto myself with my worries or anxiety, thinking that something is going to happen when in actuality, I am in the calm and I can stay there and I can determine staying there. However, I'm thinking that something is going to blow afterwards. However, after I did recall seeing the wind start to pick up and it got really dark outside. So this takes me into the injection space, which is the collective consciousness of what is actually transpiring around us and what we're experiencing as a connected brain, or our connectedness in terms of the brain matrix or the computer that allows us to experience everything. You can also receive injections. And this is where I say prophecy and different dreams come from. It comes from the collective consciousness and our connection to each other being able to be injected into the brain space of our experience as a collective.